Good morning, Facebook. Hey, it's Gerry from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We're a really unique life advancement center in so much as we use metaphysical teachings and plant medicine together to bring about tremendous change in people's lives. Hey, Gia. To really bring about, hey, Aisha, to bring about amazing change in people's lives. And how do we know that? Well, we just had our 6,000th guest. And 95.12% of all of the guests who've been here report that they had a life-changing miracle during their stay. Yeah. So that's 951 out of 1,000 people report they have a life-changing miracle during the stay. What's even more interesting than that is we are TripAdvisor's #1 guest-rated resort in the world of any type, with 1,000 reviews. So I mean that's really so like better than the Waldorf Astoria, better than the Four Seasons, this little place in Costa Rica. What do we believe in? We believe, and this is kind of a plant medicine staple, but we believe that from the time you were conceived till about 5 years old, something happened and you split from your soul in your environment, and that soul split is the source of all addictions, all disorders, all sadness, and we've proven it over and over and over and over again how this split affects your life negatively. Getting into Rythmia. So right now we are booked through January. Booked through January. By January, I expect we're going to be booked through June or July. We have some really big things coming. We have 5 movies that we're in that are going to be released between now and May of 2020. And so it's just going to get busier and busier and busier and more booked up and more booked up. I'm going to tell you, the people that come here and leave have a life-changing, change your life experience. How do I know? 97.55% of these people. So all the people 6 months later receive a survey. 97.55% of them say that this was the week that changed their life forever. You can't make this up. It's absolutely true. And it's really real. And it happens here, and it happens every week. These people report that they have a new sense of freedom, a new sense of joy, a new sense of well-being. And I want to talk about those things today. One upcoming event that happens February 2nd to 9th is something called Truthenomics, which is a system for manifestation. And the reason I can talk about it is it's my program, but I became a millionaire in my 20s. I took a company public in my 30s, had $140 million net worth, and sold a company when I was 42 for about $90 million and quit working up until I did this project. So this is my manifestation course. I love manifestation courses because I think everybody should be rich once, only to realize that it has nothing to do with their happiness. That's why I think what I get upset with, most people chase wealth their whole life and never attain it. And the whole time they're thinking that will make them happy, instead of getting wealth and realizing it's not the fucking thing. That's the real goal. So that's why I want people to be wealthy. So that's, again, Truthenomics, February 2nd to 9th. It is not yet sold out. Please, if you're going to come for that. It's a real good one. Not just because it's mine, it's a very good one. So today, I want to say special congratulations. My son, Gerry Powell. Kanye West's album dropped the other day, Jesus is King, and my son wrote one of those songs on that album called Everything We Need. I'm really proud of you, Gerry. He's another 10-year overnight sensation. I'm super proud of you. Great job and a great song. Good. Okay, I want to talk about the topic of today, which is moving away or moving toward. So we believe and have proven 6,000 times that once you merge someone back together, They're operating from a more centered place. And in that centered place, hey Maria, love you, honey. In that centered, hi Zinlin, love you. In that centered place, we are actually in flow, what you would call in flow. So from this place of being centered, we are in flow. And what does that look like? We notice our life moving towards wholeness as opposed to moving away from it. How does that show up? It shows up in our work. It shows up in our social life. It shows up in our love life. It shows up in our business life, that we're constantly moving towards wholeness once we're merged. Now, we didn't know this, but every single thing in your life you are responsible for. So you take a look around right now and where you're sitting and what you're doing and what's happening in your life is all 100% you're doing. Plant medicine helps us realize that. Once we realize that, we understand two things. We're either moving towards wholeness or we're moving away from it. We can't keep, just like the planet, we cannot keep the exact same relationship to the sun at all times, because it's waxing or waning, moving closer or moving further. So the same thing with our wholeness. You can never keep your wholeness at the same distance. You'll notice that it's either getting closer or away. How do we know where it's going? Just like in golf, we look at what we're doing right now. And from this moment of right now, I can tell you exactly where you're going. Because the things that you're doing right now directly affect what's going to happen to you today, tomorrow, next year, next 5 years, next 10 years. So we're either moving away from it or toward it. Away from it or toward it. The difference is that we walk through life being aware of this. A merged person walks through life with the awareness that every single thing that they do is moving them closer to it or further from it. And then all of a sudden, that gives us a great amount of control. People are always talking about letting go. Oh, surrender. Let's look at it in a broader spectrum. Surrendering to the fact that you are in control. Surrendering to the fact of your own bigness, your own greatness, your own ability to control what's going on in your environment, your own ability to control your relationship, your own ability to control your work, because the thing is, this is your movie. You are the star of your show. And you are absolutely responsible for the outcome of your life. Absolutely. It's not your husband's, it's not your boyfriend's, it's not your wife's, it's not your parents', it's not your grandparents'. It is your responsibility. And once we know it's your responsibility, then if you talk about a purposeful life, all that means is I'm aware of the direction that I'm heading in. I'm aware, and if you ever see a purposeful person make a mistake, the first fucking thing they do is what? They try to correct it and they try to apologize. I'm sorry, I infringed on you. That was my bad. And I don't want what comes with that. I want to give it back to you and make it up to you. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I infringed on you. I did something that hurt you. And it was out of ignorance or it was purposeful. But as soon as I did it, I want it corrected. Because I understand that in this moment, I'm predicting the outcome in a selfish way for my own life. And later today, tomorrow, 7 days from now, 7 weeks from now. So I'm constantly, and I have a thing, I'm running a business, right? So even though it's the most spiritual business I've ever come across, it's a business. And sometimes I lose my temper. I used to lose my temper every day when I ran larger companies. Now, if I lose my temper once a month, it's a lot. But when I do, I realize it and I say, hey, I'm sorry for saying that. What you did was wrong. How I reacted to you was even more wrong. I'm sorry. You can tell how, and I hate to use the term woke, so I won't. You can tell how aware somebody is and how centered they are by how quickly they apologize for their faults. How quickly they apologize. And the thing is, be in the business of apologizing. That means you're straightening up your trajectory for getting what you want, for getting what it is you want. And I'm not talking about money, although money is one of those things. I'm talking about your wholeness. You want your wholeness, you have to pursue it like you pursue anything else. I want to be whole. I've been blessed with nice things in life. I want to live my life from a place of wholeness, from a place of peace, from a place of, because I'm going to tell you something. When I had the most assets I ever had, I was a broken man and I was suicidal. So I had nothing. I had everything. I had 6 houses that were big, like $10 million houses. I had somewhere 10 million, somewhere a million. I had 2 planes. I had 26 cars, most like Ferraris, Aston Martins, all that. And I was suicidal. I didn't want to live. So I can tell you, having money without having an awareness about your wholeness is useless. As a matter of fact, it's a big magnifying glass. It blows up your shortcomings. That's what it does. It makes them larger. But the gift is to be able to live from a centered place with being blessed with some of the comforts of life, and being able to do that from a centered place, and being constantly aware that you're either getting better or worse. You're either coming closer to wholeness or further away from wholeness. There you are in the sweet spot of life. What is the sweet spot of life? It's the awareness that you're now affecting where you're going in relation to your own wholeness with every word you speak, with every thought you have, with every decision you make. You're affecting that. What a great, beautiful place. Guess what you feel like then? You feel like you have an element of mastery or an element of say-so in your own outcome. Oh my God, what a beautiful thing. You're completely out of whatever they call that. Victim, I don't know, but living as a victim. Like, oh, this happened to me. Oh, she did this to me. Oh my God, the bank fucked me. Da-da-da-da-da. A victim mentality. You're completely out of that. And you're into mastery. And mastery has the most beautiful thing. And when I say mastery, I don't just mean mastery over your business life or your golf game. I mean mastery over your own quest for wholeness. What a gorgeous place to be. And once you're in that phase where you're actually in charge of creating your own wholeness, then all your relationships get rich, because they get fucking real, and your business life takes off because it's built on solidness and truth and dignity and ethics, and all of a sudden, boom, every tree starts to blossom, and you're like, wow, I had something to do with this. I am the catalyst of this for me. I am the catalyst of this for me. And that is what a place like Rythmia does. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, Gio, I'll see you soon. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is the only place in the world that does it, because it's not. There has to be other places. This is the one that I know. This is the one that I know that puts you together again. This is the one. So I want to see you here. I want you to feel this, what I feel. And I have to tell you what, I am not a thought leader. I'm anti-special, anti-picked, anti-chosen, not a thought leader. I'm a cheerleader for a plant. That's what I am. Because these plants, combined with the proper teaching, the proper set, the proper setting, the proper teaching, the proper comfort, and the proper safety, are the key to the city. They're the ancient key to the city, and they're still here today. And we are the place that I know that delivers that in a very, very, very comfortable and unique way. So I'm telling you that there's hope. I'm telling you that you're one thought away from freedom. And by freedom, I mean the kind of freedom that makes you realize you're in charge of your own outcome. And that's really the truth. And that's what plant medicine does. Plant medicine doesn't say, hey, all this happened to you and you're perfect. And that's not what plant medicine wakes you up to who you are, how important you are to the universe, that you are the star of your own show, that not only are you the star, you're the director, you're writing it, you're casting it, it's your show. And its outcome is based on you and only you. What a beautiful place to start. What a beautiful place to start. I'm going to ask you guys to come to Rythmia. Even come to my course. Come to my Truthenomics course February 2nd through the 9th and come and learn about this system for manifesting all manner of things within your life. And walk away whole. And I promise you, you will never, ever, ever think the same way again. 1 week here, and you will never, ever, ever think the same way again. Fact of life. So until next week, God bless you, God keep you, God hold you. Don't give up. Stay awake and be a part of the game. God bless you, God keep you, God hold you. See you next week.